In a 10-year span bookended by 9/11 and the Arab Spring, many Middle Eastern countries have undergone dramatic change. But some analysts say one country in particular is in much better position politically and economically than it was before this decade of transformation. Reza Sayah explains.
The attacks of September 11 spurred what the Bush administration called the War on Terror and eventually led to U.S. attacks against Iraq and Afghanistan. 10 years later, the outcome of the U.S. foreign policy after 9/11 is still in question. But some analysts say there is a country that has already come out a big winner thanks to U.S. strategy.
I think there can be no question that Iran is by far the greatest beneficiary of the so-called war on terror.
The wars in Iraq and Afghanistan toppled from power the Taliban and Saddam Hussein, two of Iran's most bitter enemies.
Before September 11th, 2001, you had two regimes, one in Afghanistan, the Taliban, and in Iraq, Saddam Hussein's regime, which were counterweights to Iranian influence, which were adversaries to the Iranian government.
Not only are those enemies gone, but the fact of the matter is that Iran has far greater influence in both Iraq and in Afghanistan.
Today, Iran has strengthened economic ties with Iraq and Afghanistan with hundreds of billions of dollars in trade and building projects. As Washington begins drawing down troops in Afghanistan, Tehran has bolstered political ties with Kabul. The Islamic Republic is already a staunch supporter of Iraq's Shia-led government.
I think what the U.S. didn't anticipate is that by replacing Saddam Hussein with a Shiite-led political order in Iraq, we were giving Iran, which is also a majority Shiite country, tremendous influence over a big chunk of the Iraqi population.
U.S. officials downplay Iran's post-9/11 influence, citing its domestic problems like political infighting in a struggling economy. The recent uprising in Syria has also weakened Tehran's key alliance with Damascus. Even so, Iran appears to have solidified itself as a regional power broker.
10 years after September 11, 2001, Iran has become the X factor in terms of stability in the Middle East.
An X factor analysts say Washington simply cannot ignore. Reza Sayah, CNN, Islamabad.
Iran's nuclear energy ambitions are closer to being realized. The government says the Bushehr nuclear power plant is in the final stages of testing. This week, the plant started to supply energy to Iran's power grid. Latest Iranian plans call for it to be fully operational into the grid by mid-November or early December. Relations between Israel and Turkey have taken another turn for the worse. The government is still angry at Israel's deadly handling of the peace flotilla bound for the Gaza Strip more than a year ago. Turkey is now suspending defense industry ties with Israel.
We are completely suspending trade relations, military relations, related with the defense industry. Also, depending on the developments, there may be other various steps to be taken. Israel has always played the role of a spoiled boy about decisions taken by the UN on Israel, and thought this spoiled boy role would continue.
And that's it for this edition of CNN Marketplace Middle East. I'm John Defterius. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.